and every hero is remembered in honor of Ryan King and all that have fallen before. Now and beyond, your stories will carry on. Here's some advice given by First Lieutenant Daniel Hyde, who gave the ultimate sacrifice. Do not accept mediocrity in any aspect of your life. Patriot pride is now live. Patriot pride is now live.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Patriot Pride channel. Mike, how are you doing tonight?
Doing good, doing good.
What a beautiful day. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. We're going to have a good one tonight, Mike. We're going to get back into the Nancy Guthrie case, and we have got an awesome guest tonight. And I know you don't even know anything about it, right?
No, I just talked to him for like 2 minutes in the backstage.
So thank you guys so much for being with us tonight. We love you guys. If you're new here and you haven't been here before, we're Patriot Pride. We're a nonprofit, and we help give back and support to military families in need. It's all dedicated to my nephew. Patriot Pride is dedicated to him. His name is Ryan King. We lost him in Iraq in 2007. So he and I were like brothers. He was my nephew, but we were more like little brothers. And so we were always going to do something together. So I thought, what better way to honor him than start something but yet give back. And so with the help of you guys and a lot of support from the community and everybody around, we're able to help out military families in need, both active and veterans, wounded warriors. And so, you know, we've been so blessed, and we're so grateful, and thank you guys for joining us. So we love you guys. Hopefully we're not going to have buffering tonight. If we do, we'll deal with it. But the other night was fun. Thank you guys.
That's been my favorite show so far.
Thank you guys for coming to the Waffle House with us. So we'll have to do more. And yeah, we got a slick mic tonight, a slick magic mic in the house. So Mike looking all right tonight for you guys. So again, I just want to thank you guys for being here. I want to thank Mr. and Mrs. Long. They are amazing, Mike. They come back over.
I've missed them.
Yeah, I've missed them a lot too, and they're just great people. They're such great people. They're very supportive, and I want to thank Mr. Long for his service, and just thank you guys so much. And if you guys received a gifted membership, then please make sure that you thank them. We can't thank you guys enough. So we appreciate you. Thank you so much, Mr. and Mrs. Long. And I do want to say really quick, I want to send a huge shout out to Mrs. Beth Hammond and her family. I'm not sure if you guys are aware, but she lost her daughter, and I just want us to pray for her. If you guys pray, please send prayers out to Miss Beth. She's one of our family members, and
she always has awesome knowledge.
Yeah, and I'm so sorry for her and her family. And again, guys, if we're buffering, I'm not sure what's going on. So you guys just hang there with us, and we're going to get through this together tonight, guys. So again, thank you guys so much for joining us. Let me see if I can try something here and try to get rid of this buffering. I'm not sure what's going on, guys. I really don't know. I'm using a different platform tonight, so I'm not sure why we may be buffering tonight, unless somebody has just gotten into the system. Mike, what do you think?
I don't know.
But anyway, we'll see what happens. But I want to jump right into this. And again, I just want to thank you guys so much for everything. And it says we're buffering bad, Mike. So give me a second, guys. Let me see if I can figure something out here. I was hoping that we had this figured out the other day, but
we even got a new platform and everything.
Yeah, I mean, everything was good. I'm not sure what's going on, guys. I'm not sure what's up with the buffering. So we'll try to get that fixed as we go through this.
My foot's not on a cord, as you can see.
Yeah. So it still says bad connection. Can't understand anything. Bad audio. Can't listen. It's bad. Yeah. I'm not sure what's going on, guys.
Yes, it is storming here.
Yeah. Not good. Poor connection.
It sounds like it's your mic. It's not
Definitely
a mic.
not a mic, yeah. And yeah, it says we're good on our end, so I'm not exactly sure, man. I definitely don't want to bring Mr. Powell in if we got a bad connection. Yeah. Let me see if I can get it fixed, guys. I don't know. Bear with me a second. Let's see. So, Mike, what'd you do today?
Nothing much. Just hung out around the house and did some things.
All right, we're going to try to switch over something here, guys, and see if this works. So hang in there with us for a second. Bear with us. All right, you guys let me know if that's any better. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, guys. It's not the mic, guys. It's not the mic. Let me know if this is better.
I said I'm fine, but you keep breaking up.
Reduce your camera resolution settings. Is this any better? Lost you completely. Keeps buffering. I mean, we're playing on our end, mate. What's happening? I don't know. Much better. Sweet.
Now Mike is bad. Y'all can deal with me being bad. He's got to be the one that runs the show.
Sounds better? All right. Way better. Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you guys. Sorry, guys.
Whatever you did, fixed it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on, guys. So I apologize. You guys just hang in there with us and let us know. Let us know as we go along here. So anyway, sorry you guys had to deal with that. I want to thank you guys so much for being here with us. Again, we're Patriot Pride. We're a nonprofit, and we help out military families in need. Everything is dedicated to my nephew, Ryan King. So sorry, we've had some technical issues, guys. I don't really know what's going on. So some people are saying it's way better, and some people saying it's not. So I don't know. I really don't know. I have no idea what's going on. We've got some people saying it's great, some people saying it's not. Yes, it's better. No audio. All right. I'll tell you what we'll do, guys. Can't hear it all. You gone?
The only thing we can do is leave and come back in.
Yeah. So what I'm gonna do, guys, I'm gonna try something. I'm going to set up a new stream in StreamYard. Go out and come back in. Okay, yeah. So you guys go out and come back in and see if that fixes it. It's good. Now it's good. Okay. Cool. All right. All right, guys. Just let us know as we go along. I just don't want to bring a guest in, and
I'm excited to hear about this guest too.
Yeah. Again, sorry, guys. I'm not sure what's going on. I really don't. I don't know what's going on with the internet. It must be my internet. I didn't think it was, but what I did is I connected to the Wi-Fi network instead of hardwire. So maybe it fixed it. Anyway, love you guys. Thank you guys. I don't know what you heard or what you didn't, but we're Patriot Pride. We're a nonprofit. We help out military families in need. And thank you guys so much for your support. Mr. and Mrs. Long, we love you guys. Thank you so much. If you received a gifted membership, please make sure you thank them. And I want to pray for Mrs. Beth. So if you guys do pray, please send Mrs. Beth prayers. She lost her daughter, and I just we God she need God. I just pray that you'll lay your healing hands and your comforting hands on her family in Jesus' name, Amen. So you
Amen.
guys pray for her, please. All right, so here we go. We're going to jump back into this. I hope you guys are still with us. It's perfect now. You guys are great, way better. All right, real quick, you guys put in the chat where you guys are watching from tonight. We appreciate you hanging in there with us. If you have a problem, jump out and jump back in, okay? So let's put in there where you guys are watching from, and then we'll jump over into Miss Nancy, the Nancy case, and we'll bring our distinguished guest in. So
I'm really excited about the guest.
yeah, I am too. Yeah, I really am. I can't wait to talk to Charles. He's
I just went and liked the video.
Thanks for liking. I appreciate it. Yeah, and if you guys are here for the first time, make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit that like button. We're going to try to blow up the likes tonight, guys, and see how many likes we can get.
How many are we going for?
I don't know. I'm not even going to worry about it. Pennsylvania, Florida, Jersey, Maine, Arizona, Indiana, North Carolina, New Orleans, New Jersey, Canada, Philadelphia, Kentucky, Texas, baby, Minnesota, Michigan, Jersey, Pennsylvania, Utah, Ohio, California, Tennessee, Minnesota, California, Virginia Beach, Oklahoma, Louisiana, Louisville,
It sounds like
North Carolina,
you're sounding like
North Carolina, Ohio, Atlanta, Georgia. Who?
Nelly. Just talking about
From St. Louis to Memphis. All right, guys. So let's jump into this. And so I want to again thank you guys for being here. We have a very honorable guest tonight. His name is Mr. Charles Powell, and so he's going to tell us a little about his experience and some of the theories and ideas that he may have about Miss Nancy. So let's look at Mr. Charles Powers. So a life of extraordinary experiences. Charles Powell's life is filled with remarkable memories from his childhood amid the 1960s fight for civil rights in Mississippi to his 1980s midnight encounters with Soviet spies during the Cold War, life as a bodyguard for royalty, and working undercover in the war on drugs. Surviving the impossible, Powell spent his 20s and 30s experiencing a level of danger that few men survive. Fighting for the voiceless. For 12 years, he led the Mercy Movement, a clandestine organization dedicated to rescuing victims of human trafficking. Real-world life, real-world expertise, real-world impact. Today, as the founder of Dangerous Skills LLC, he offers real-world expertise in the areas of personal security, business, branding, media, and marketing. So, without further ado, guys, let's bring in Mr. Charles Powell. How are you doing, sir?
Doing well. Good to be with you guys.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight. And I'm so sorry, Charles, that we were dealing with it seems like we always are dealing with some type of technical difficulties, and I'm sure you're familiar with that, kind of with your experience as well. But tonight, it's just every night for us. Last time we had to stop early and went to the Waffle House, so it's always something with us, man. So.
And we didn't buffer hardly at all at the Waffle House.
We didn't buffer at all at the Waffle House. We've got the best setup you can buy in a studio, and we use a little iPhone, and it never fails. So. Anyway, but I want to thank you so much for joining us tonight, Charles. Thank you again, Mike. He met you just before, and I've been telling him a little bit about you. So I'll just let you introduce yourself and kind of tell everybody your background and everything that you'd like for them to know. So the floor is yours, my friend.
Okay, now the first thing I want to say is there's many Charles Powells, and I am one. Some of them are outlaws, and some of them are in-laws, and some of them are good guys. I'll be on the good guy list.
Okay.
I have done a lot of different things. I tell people I've lived the life of Forrest Gump, and I believe that's pretty close to true. That bio intro thing there, that sounds like the life of someone that wound up with a film made about them. But there's just thousands and thousands of people like me who've lived the life a little more, a little beyond. And of course, there always is a cost at that. Um, for the past many years, I mean, years ago, I worked for the Arabian American Oil Company in executive and dignitary protection. Back then, I had a six pack instead of a 12 pack, and I was young and in shape. Well, actually, I tell people I was young and stupid. But there weren't any wars at the time. There was though there was eventually the war on drugs. I left working for the Saudis to go to work. I was literally recruited out of the police academy to go and work in the war on drugs. Um, I went with my wife. We worked for years doing that kind of work, and we moved on. I did other police and law enforcement endeavors, everything from patrol to the stakeout squad, which that's a lot of fun, believe me. Uh, and then I did doing work as a detective, and this was life. And I wound up being hit in my brand new patrol car by an illegal alien, was taken out for a number of years. I said alien. If you don't like it, go read the law. That's what it actually says, illegal alien. Um, I was out a few years with injuries from the car accident, got better, and I did a lot of different things. But eventually, I got involved in the fight against human trafficking, and I put together a number of like-minded people that had a lot of different kinds of experience that was valuable. We would talk to anyone about joining except a Navy SEAL, because I needed people that could go out and do things, and then not come home and write a book about it. So, although I'm a bit of a hypocrite, as you can see in the bookcase behind me, there is the book by the guy that went and did the thing and came back and wrote a book about it. So, but in my own defense, I did not buy the book. Someone sent me an autographed book, and I don't even know how I got it. But um, my time in Texas and law enforcement, my time in human trafficking, the fight against it, has taught me an awful lot of things about what goes on with cartels. And even in the past 2 years, I've had a real good refresher course on where things stand right now with the cartels, even in Georgia.
Wow, interesting. So you've seen a lot and done a lot, Mr. Powell. I'm assuming then.
Oh yes.
Oh yes.
There was a movie a couple of years ago about human trafficking, and everybody, I get so sick and tired of people asking me about this film with Jim Caviezel, about this dude and everything he was doing. And I found the movie and what was in it. I mean, I'm not, it's hard. I found it kind of pedestrian considering some of the stuff we did, you know. I mean, I didn't find it to be, I mean, it wasn't as much of an engaging evening as being out with us when we roll most nights, but I'm glad it helped people see a little bit of what goes on in human trafficking world.
Certainly. So, kind of the way we do things is Mike always comes in here and he never knows what we're going to cover for the evening. And so, well, you and I, we've talked a little bit, but we haven't talked a lot. So, what is your level of knowledge as far as the Nancy Guthrie case goes right now? Like, have you been following it, or where are you at on that case?
I followed it to some degree, like a lot of people, when it's the central news story. Um, I have seen a lot of the different news reports and a lot of the different bits of evidence in the matter. And like everyone, based on my world and my life experiences, I started to gained what I would call my own views on the matter of what might have happened. But there's as many, I don't know where she is, and I don't know what happened to her. I have no firsthand knowledge. But what I do have is a bit of knowledge and experience of what goes on in the region where she lived and what might.
Wonderful. Yeah, and so what we've done the past couple of episodes, I wanted to kind of to let you know. So we have some great friends. They have a channel called Thornbridge X Unfiltered, and it's Jen and Glenn, and they're great. And they got an interview with a group, an organization that's their success rate has been very high of recovering bodies. It's Buscando Corazones down in Mexico. And so they received a tip from a person that called like 8 different times, and they were trying to explain the location of where Miss Nancy may have been buried, and basically said that they were part of, now, well, the leader said that she felt like this person may have been involved with the Nogales cartel or mafia, which I think, if I'm not mistaken, the larger classification of those is Sinaloa. So
It is.
yeah, and so this person said that basically they were
Let
paid.
let me say something about that real quick.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely nothing happens of a criminal nature, any downline, nothing happens without their knowledge and approval. Carry on.
Yeah, thank you for yeah. And so what allegedly happened was there's a person that called into the leader of this organization 8 different times. They had seen where search groups had gone out and they were looking for the body, and said that each time they were closer and closer, but they were not quite there yet. And this person basically was part of the group that was involved with burying the body. They were paid, right? They didn't have anything to do with the actual crime itself, with the unaliving, but whoever did that brought them to her, or brought her to them, and they were paid for the job to basically dispose of the body. And they gave some very specific details, like she would be missing a slipper, she would be wrapped in a comforter, and then outside of that wrapped in a black tarp. So very specific details, and we were honored to be able to be part of that show. They did an interview, and they allowed us on, and it was very interesting. And so then we went on to kind of do some investigating after that. We brought together some pretty, I think we connected some dots that make a lot of sense. And again, everything we say here tonight is for entertainment purposes only. Our guest and ourselves, we're not defaming or slandering anybody. We're not accusing anyone. Everyone's innocent until proven guilty. But what we did is we put together some information that there's some people there involved right around in that area where Miss Nancy is, that have a lot of coincidental ties to each other. Okay, so there's this underground music scene where, and I don't know, again, I don't know your level of knowledge on this. There's a lot of things on this case that's crazy, but anyway, involved in these people indirectly is a person that actually was put in prison for 11 years for human trafficking. So basically what he did was he was transporting people. He was running from Border Patrol, swerved, hit a lady, and unfortunately she lost her life. I think she was an 84-year-old lady. So he was found guilty of human trafficking and among other things. And so he's kind of tied to some of these people back in Tucson, which may or may not be tied to the family in some form or fashion. And so I just wanted to get, based on your experience and the things that you do know about this case, what you may think about was cartel, or, and I say maybe it's not even cartel, maybe it's a lower level criminal that call themselves part of the cartel. Because like you said, cartel, these guys, they still have a code of ethics within themselves. And like you said, that everybody's going to know about it before it's signed off on. So I just wanted to get your kind of thought process and feelings to whether you think this may have been possibly a ransom gone wrong. So just wanted to give you the floor and see what you think about that.
Well, and definitely much like you, I'm not going to start naming names or saying anything about individuals, and I agree this is all for speculation and entertainment. Having been said, I focus more on what these people have told you and say that it is not unlikely that her disposal may have been pieced off to another group, because if it is in any way cartel oriented, uh, even in part, they're like corporations. They're large organizations with different divisions and different parts that do different things. And money comes in from a lot of different places and a lot of different activities. And so it is not out of the realm of possibility that she would have been received by someone who would have disposed of her. But I want to throw something into the mix. I don't know how often this has come up in your discussions, but what if this was part of some sort of vendetta of some kind that was not more on the personal, but more on the organizational side? There is that, and that takes place in the region. You know, one of the things when you look at what cartels do, transactional smuggling of synthetic drugs and localized extortion, that doesn't just mean on the Mexican side. Wherever they are, that happens. And uh, number one, if it was extortion, that figures in. But because down in Mexico, kidnapping of even middle class family members, upper middle class, and of course wealthy families, kidnapping is it's almost a cottage industry there, and there's no reason it wouldn't find its way across the border.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I think we're having some. They're saying we're having some audio issues again, so we're just gonna work through it. And again, thank you so much, Mr. Powell, for being with us. I think YouTube's having an issue. Somebody said that some other people were having some issues earlier today as well. Um, so yeah, I mean, if you had to speculate, and I know we don't like speculating, but if you had to, I mean, what do you think may be going on based on your experience and things like this? What do you think may be going on here? What do you think has the highest probability?
I want to answer that in a very strange fashion. I want to answer it by backing completely out of the Nancy Guthrie investigation, and just you have to talk about the atmosphere as a whole. And so this is how I would do that. Um, Years ago, of course, there's many different cartel groups along the border of the United States, Sinaloa, Jalisco, the Gulf Cartel, Juarez, and Los Natos, and their kind of emerging factions leading in. And they are international. The movies try and play them out to be just, thugs and wife beaters and just sweaty, and just, they're highly, highly, highly uh, organized. And they are very much into drone smuggling over the border. Years and years ago, they got Hamas and Hezbollah terrorist organizations to come and send representatives, and they paid those organizations a great deal of money to come in and create plazas. They like to use this term sometimes, tunnels. And some of these tunnels you could run a narrow gauge railroad underneath our border from one part of the tunnel to the other. And so you must understand the cartels better to even ask the question, could they in some way be involved? In one sense, they're so much above everything they're doing is world stage, and they're so much above it all. I mean, they work with the Chinese, our enemies, the Chinese. You know, they work with the Russians, our enemies, the Russians. During the Biden administration, between the Gulf Cartel, well, actually all of them, but the Gulf Cartel did a lot to smuggle members of various terrorist organizations affiliated all the way back to one of the bin Ladens in Afghanistan, preparing for a homeland attack here in the United States that'll make 9/11 look like nothing. Sarah Adams, a person I know, is CIA targeter, one of the most popular voices in all of the podcast world. Sarah's been talking about this for some time. Joe Kent, who worked at the National, worked with Tulsi Gabbard at the NSA, had a lot to say. One of the things he got in trouble in his job before he was let go there was when he came out and said that there is 7,000 or 8,000 trained terrorists with an assignment ready to go on day X whenever it happens. And every drug cartel there was played a role. The Russians, I promise we'll get back to Nancy Guthrie. The Russians and the Chinese helped smuggle arms here to the United States for use by these groups when they have their new 9/11, this Day X, which will look a lot like the October 7th attacks in Israel. I interviewed Sarah Adams and Dave Boone on my podcast, Dangerous Skills podcast, and she's been on with Sean Ryan and many others. And you know, when she first started talking about this thing, it's 1,500. There's 3,000. Well, now it's up to 18,000 people. She was on Mayim Belak, one of the ones that was on, I don't know if she was Blossom, but then she was on Big Bang Theory, Sheldon's eventual wife. She has a podcast now. Sarah was on there. The latest number Sarah had, she brought out 18,000. So in a world where we have a next 9/11 coming, in a world where the cartels help the Russians, the Chinese smuggle the weapons that people are going to use us, not just in New York, but across the homeland. And SVETs are included in the attack. People specially trying, they trained for it. They don't want to miss their opportunity to clap it off. In a world where we're facing this right now, and it's real, and there is no question about it. And again, that's one of the things that I believe got Joe Kent fired, is talking about it. We look at the Nancy Guthrie investigation, and then we ask ourselves, who could be involved? The cartels are certainly still involved with kidnapping and extortion. And I can promise you, they would have been willing for them or a smaller group within their group to be hired to do this work, to do this abduction for the purposes of whoever hired them, whatever their purposes are.
And so we've got a lot of people that are saying, well, and even myself, I'll admit, initially I was like, cartel would never want to get involved with something like this. Cartel wouldn't want this heat, But as I've done a little bit more research and I've been a little bit more open-minded, I'm starting to see that, this definitely is a possibility. But there are a lot of people, on the other hand, that say, a cartel's not going to mess with an 84-year-old lady. Why would a cartel get involved with something like this?
Well, I mean, they wouldn't do it for whatever money they could get out of the family. Oh, no. No, it would be for a much larger purpose, something that's not brought to light.
Really?
Without question.
So what would something like that be, Charles? What could you think of? Because Mike thinks, you can tell him, you kind of think this is much larger than what people think, right?
Yes, I think it has something to do with a form of government trying to send a message to a certain somebody to be quiet and quit digging and that kind of thing.
So when you say, Charles, larger, what do you mean by that?
Anytime a person with my background uses the word larger, it usually means nation state.
Okay, explain that a little bit more for people that may not understand that.
It means for the purposes of, and again, I'm not saying this happened. We're speaking hypothetically.
Yeah.
It might be that some nation state or another had a reason to send that message or to say, because let me tell you, there's been a lot of messages that we as citizens have heard about that have been made to our country. And there's a lot of messages that we haven't heard about, like there have been, why haven't all the Epstein files been released? And they are not even close to all released.
Yeah.
They would not do that. You see, you have the uninformed. You have the uninformed saying things like they're protecting a lot of rich people. And that is not the case. There's no amount of money, unless you have the kind of money the Saudis have, that protect you that way. It's just not a thing. What is going to be protected above all else is the nation state aspect of the Epstein files. You see, that's the lead in the story for your program tonight, is what your partner says here. Could there be a larger message? And the answer is absolutely yes, because that sort of thing happens all the time, because we in our country have a very short memory about things. I mean, 9/11, we're never going to let these things happen again. Now we've already lost Michigan. Michigan is now, it might as well be called, an Islamic state, literally. So when you consider this case, it is better for you, and my coming here, it's not to just speculate on small, one bit of evidence or another about it, but to bring up the broader discussion of how is it that there's been no real satisfaction. How come she's not been found? And how come there's not been a really good suspect? And how come the suspects are slippy, slimy? They grab one, they look at it, slips out of their hand, and it keeps happening. Um, the An alphabet agency right up in the middle of this thing, investigating this thing, and did a full court press and nothing. And that's not because some local guys that were going to just do a home invasion didn't get caught. Guys who do home invasions like this get caught. There's a whole much larger picture to this that could be explored.
That's a great point, and kind of what we do here, Charles, is we have brought we brought so many theories to light, and that's kind of, I think that's how we're going to solve this thing. Is, and a lot of people come at us and are like, "There's no way that happened," or "There's no way that happened," and I think unfortunately, as investigators or investigative journalists or whatever you would like to call us, that's what we have to do. We've got to place as many theories out there as possible and be open-minded to all of them, because if not, we're not going to find the truth, because we're going to have those blinders on, because we don't have there's no transparency, from law enforcement. We don't have anything to go on. And so one of the theories that we have brought, and we've brought probably 15 or 20, is in fact those files. And and really, that's what Mike thinks this has to do with. He's always said that, and
I've said it from day one, and I'll go ahead and tell you and give you a little reason why I said that. Is, first of all, you don't botch an investigation the way it was botched in the beginning. You just don't. I don't. As far as saying it's a missing person when the lady's having a hard time getting to the mailbox. That doesn't make sense to me. Second of all, you don't let people just traipse up and contaminate scenes. You just don't do that. Then you turn around and you got access to FBI and their information, and you don't give it to them. Then you turn around and you got to start you look at the family, and when you look at the family, there's connections in that family that most families do not have. There's connections with Savannah. There's connections with her husband. There's connections with who her husband worked with, what type of work he does. And then all of a sudden, 3 days later, the Clintons say they will testify after they had been subpoenaed way before. Well, the reason they came out and said they would testify then, because it didn't make national news. Nobody cared that they were coming out to testify due to the fact that everybody's trying to find a 84-year-old missing lady. Who did Savannah interview that had to come in with them files that he was going to testify for? You can't tell me that that is not plausible and how it cannot happen when them line up and everybody else saying, oh, it's random, it's this. Like, there's only so many random things that can happen. And unless you educate and go, hey, I need to track down, instead of assuming, it has to be a bigger picture, in my opinion.
I agree that it has to be a bigger picture. I like that. I go along with that.
So in saying that, and I know there's only so much that you can say and that you can talk about, and again, I just thank you so much for coming on here and speaking with us. But just in your,
I'll tell you right now, I don't feel like I'm holding much back. I just went live on television here with you and said, there's 18,000 trained terrorists with an assignment and a command structure in the United States just waiting for a go from Mr. Bin Laden, young Mr. Bin Laden. So I don't think I'm holding anything back. You ask me what you will, and I'll tell you what I can, my brother.
Well, I appreciate that. I think it's hard for some people out there to be on board with something that could happen like this. Like I said, so what you're telling me is a cartel organization could be involved, possibly, but it was bought and paid for by possibly another entity for them to do that because maybe the proximity they had.
Let me give you this. In 2011, the Los Zetas were approached by Hamas and Hezbollah, and they asked the cartel to assassinate the ambassador for Saudi Arabia in DC. And were it not for a few interesting sets of circumstances, they would have done it and gotten away with it. So the problem isn't the cartel. The problem is the immeasurable ignorance and understanding we actually have of them.
Interesting.
It is just so much different than the way Hollywood portrays it. As a matter of fact, I would not be surprised if they were not underwriting some of these films about them, trying to make sure that people think of them in this way that Hollywood portrays them. Because let me tell you something, at the beginning of the current administration, the man with the orange hair threatened to send tier 1 organizations down there over fentanyl. You remember that?
Yes.
Well, they didn't care because ex-tier 1 people have been down there training them for decades. Not everybody that finishes up in those organizations is Chris Kyle. Some are financial opportunists and bad men. So it is better understanding that you have to think of them not just as a criminal organization, they're also an intelligence organization. And much like one of the alphabet agencies, they also have a ground branch, if you know what that means. They have people, those are the actors, those are the real James Bonds, and it's not too much of what we're told about them is so much more 1980s cartels, not what we see today.
Let me ask you a question. So, what do you say to those people? And I want to see if you say the same thing I do. So anytime you bring up something that could be, a lot of people are on the oh, it's a conspiracy. That's just a conspiracy. Why conspiracies? And what
I know exactly what I would say. It was an alphabet agency that invented the term conspiracy theory sometime just in 1964.
That's right.
The term was invented.
Yeah, exactly.
Because of another thing, that they weren't going to let the outcome be known. And even though the guy with the orange hair said release all the stuff about Kennedy, there is a whole section of it that, like the Epstein files, was not released, because if it was released, it would mess up a lot of things going on right now.
So let me ask you this. So as Mike was saying, one of the somebody said we need a new internet company. I agree. I may have to. I think it's YouTube, guys. I really do think it's YouTube. I don't think it's the internet. I think some other people had some problems with YouTube today. But let me ask you this. So we have talked about before, and I want to get your thought process on this. So obviously those files were, well, let's say that the Clintons were subpoenaed to testify in front of Congress back last year in August, okay? And they pushed it and they pushed it and they pushed it. And they finally agreed to testify on February the 3rd of 26. Miss Nancy went missing on January the 31st. So, a lot of people are in the mindset that they wanted to create a distraction because, if there's nothing else going on in the world or in the United States, there's going to be huge news media on the Clintons testifying because it's for the files, right? And so a lot of people are on board with the fact that they wanted to create a distraction so that they would get the news media off of them and onto something else. And then again, then they did agree to testify on February the 3rd. So what do you say to that?
I say that for two people who were paid millions and millions of dollars for their memoirs, they sure said, Senator, I don't recall a lot of times.
And it even gets back to what's just happened recently, right? Like I love our military vets, and I love everybody who is serving our countries and this, that, and the other. But we put too much faith in our government, thinking that they're doing what's right for us, and they're doing what's right for them. And the biggest thing is you have to sit there and go, okay, I'm not a conspiracy theory, but when I look at the facts and go, well, that happened and that happened and that happened, you can't deny it. Then you got to go, why did that happen? And instead of just taking everybody's word for it, and I don't care where you fall on the political scale, but you talk and you go and you were like, people lost their jobs, and medical people lost their jobs because of this some kind of shot that we should have took, because the government said that this was right and this was wrong, and you do this and you do that, and if you don't take the shot, you aren't an American, and all of this bullshit. For him to come back and plead the fifth, don't tell me that they have our best interest at heart and wipe away anything that you look for and say, hey, this could possibly be it. Think for yourselves. Common sense has gone out the window because we're too busy on going, well, this is what was said. Well, my biggest thing is I say I trust, but I also verify, right? Like, I'm going to trust what he says because I don't have a reason for him to tell me any lies. But then I'm going to go back and verify. And if I do find out, then I'm going to start digging. And so until I find out that, I have no reason to trust them. The first person that was called for Savannah called, who was it that she called? She called a politician. And then who was the first person that showed up to meet Nanos with donuts? Who was it? Tell me how I'm off. Like, it just, you see what I'm saying? No, I can say, when we come out and say, hey, something's wrong, I'll be the first one to go, hey, I was wrong in that. But when everything is lined up, and when I say it's bigger, I'm not even saying it's our government. All I'm saying is it's bigger, and you cannot trust just in general politicians, period. Trust them, but verify what they're saying instead of just believing what they're saying.
You're more generous than I am. I'm not going to trust one of them because when they're not kissing babies, they're stealing their lollipops. I love the people of my country, but that doesn't mean that I love or trust my government. There's a difference between the two. And it's long experience has taught me to feel this way, to believe this way. I've seen what we're capable of. When we think we have a reason, we will drop the bomb. If certain things were to happen in the world today, it wouldn't take very many. We'd do it again real quick. We are not always the good guys. And, if you look around, you'll see there's a lot of these guys who went and gave parts of their bodies, their mind, their heart, parts of their spirit on the battlefield. And they come back, and many years later, they're like, we're not always the good guys. A lot of times we're the bad guys. You don't have any sense of morality when you have a situation where your government puts you in a circumstance that every 4 years you could have someone be in office and shut down Afghanistan and throw away every person that helped us all the years we were there. Thousands of them killed, and their families alike, because the president at the time wanted to be out by a certain date. And it wasn't him, because he obviously wasn't running the country. It was his 20-somethings underlings that actually ran the country for 4 years. They did not have enough soul, enough integrity, enough morality to care one whit what happened with those thousands of people and the promises that were made. And so when people tell me, I don't want to hear about that. Oh, this is a great story. This will frame it all for you, guy. This will help you, my friend. So when I go out to speak about human trafficking around the country, and if you want me to come speak, it is possible. Go to dangerskills.com, send me an email. But when I go out to speak about human trafficking, I was once, let me tell you this one. I went to Houston, fourth largest city in America. And I went in to speak with a group, and I went in a couple of days early, didn't necessarily let them know I was in town. And, I used a little bit of fieldcraft. I know what I'm doing on the street. And I found the church where I was going to be presenting, and I found all these different types of human trafficking take place a short drive from the church. So when I went for my presentation and I made, I told them the general things about human trafficking, and I don't go in and do statistics like most people. People that come in, if somebody comes to talk to you about human trafficking and all they talk to you about is statistics, they have never put their foot on a door and kicked it open to go in there and free somebody from human trafficking physically. So I told them about human trafficking in a very real and a personal way. And then I told them about the human trafficking just down the street. And their response was intense anger. Because now I had done something. I had made them aware of human trafficking in their own environment. And they couldn't take back no. And they had to decide, am I going to go out and do something about it? Or am I going to now be forced to live with the fact that I know it's there and I know I'm not going to do anything about it? You see, because people, whether it comes to the Epstein thing or whether it comes to Nancy Guthrie or whether it comes to any kind of whatever the latest thing in the news is that people are chasing. The biggest thing of all is when you rob people of their ignorance and they have to either get involved or live with the fact that they're cowards and they're low down, no good, servile people. And they are going to not, oh, I'm a good citizen and I'm a good person. I care about these things. But that place that's doing the human trafficking is right next door to where I get my latte. And I sure can't mess that up. It's right next door to the place that does my nails. Huh? You mean the nail place is human trafficking too? You mean they can't really do nails for $10 and pay people? That little bit right there actually happened in the New York Times. That actually happened in New York. One more thing. It's the state of mind and our values. My first book had just come out, and it was Not in My Town, Exposing and Ending Human Trafficking and Modern Day Slavery. And my agent and my publicist were in New York, and they asked me to come up and do some press and plan some things, and I did. And while I was there, they asked me to meet them at a world famous network, one of the big three. And they asked me to meet at a world famous commissary and have lunch with the investigative news team leader and the producer for a famous, not once a week news program that exposes things. So we went and we met with them, and they're saying, "We love your book, Mr. Powell." And it just happened to be that the reporter what actually met with us, one of the famous reporters, and I had a crush on this lady since I had first seen her. And so I was so excited to be having lunch with her. And they said, "We love your book. We love what you do. We love the mercy movement. We're just in. And you've seen some of the other stuff we've done before." Yes. Well, the organizations we work with get a lot of donations, millions. I mean, we're going to make you sad. And right then I knew they really didn't understand me, because I don't run on money. I run on purpose, and I run on Jesus. And I'm guided by the Holy Spirit of the living God. And by the way, in case nobody said it yet, our God is God. But we had our lunch, we talked, and they said, let's work together. And I said, "Good news. I came in a couple of days early, and I put some tradecraft into play. I will not say to you, I didn't say to them, I won't say to you what it was. But I said, I know where there is an Asian woman, an Asian person who is here, just got here. I can almost even tell you how many customers she's been forced to see. Won't say how I know. But if you give me a camera crew, I don't care. I'm not worried about the organized crime aspect. I'll go in there and I'll bring her out and you can film it." And they said, "Amazing. How old is she?" And I said, "I think she just turned 18. And they said, "Won't work." They said, "America doesn't care about adults who are human trafficking victims. They only care about kids. And that's all we care about for our purposes. And now we won't send a camera crew with you for this person. If it had been someone who was, say, 16, 15, 13, 10, we would have done it, because Mr. Powell, the contract we're going to have you sign says just kids, people under 18. And I said, "Well, that's pretty bad. What about that woman whose trafficking wasn't her fault? She was brought into the country. She thought she was coming to work as a maid. She finds herself in a massage parlor in North Houston. And she's told she has to pay off her travel. Her family will be hurt if she doesn't play alone and allow herself to be sexually exploited." And I said, "What about that person looking up at the moon, praying? Is there a God? Who's going to come and get me?" I said, "That's who we go and get." You see, the issue of child trafficking is a microcosm compared to the adult problem, which is a lot bigger. It is only that people give more money, millions of dollars, are given to people who will exploit the child trafficking issue to the trouble of those who become trafficked as adults. The problem is we listen to people, we listen to news people, we listen to politicians. We put our values behind those that are espoused to us from other people who have little or no values whatsoever. And of course, that day I told them it would not work for us to work together because I was not somebody who could be bought. If the people I had fought against with regard to the war on drugs could not buy me, people at a nightly news magazine could not buy me. And no, we never got the millions of dollars, and we never did the deal. At the end of all things, for my part, making a comment about Nancy Guthrie is, from a news story standpoint, it's the means to an end. Yes, the attention was not on the Clintons. And can anyone even really remember much what they even said? Can anyone even remember that they even testified? I don't know that her disappearance has anything to do with that. I don't know if those two things have anything to do with each other. But I can tell you many, many, many times in the past, this sort of thing has happened. And people that use words like, what about a conspiracy theory? It sounds like, oh, it's just another conspiracy theory. The problem is too many conspiracy theories years hence get proven true. And one of the more recent ones is that you didn't have to get the jab because it wasn't true that if you get the jab, you won't get the disease. That's smoking gun evidence in all these things. Or smoking gun evidence in the United States funded the gain of function research. There's no question of these things. Even recently, Tulsi Gabbard released a few more things before she left. So I pray for the family, the Guthrie family, that they can find peace eventually in this thing. And I pray that those who are guilty are found with regard to justice, whoever they are. But more than that, I pray to the living God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the God, Jesus, who offers us the only name by which we can be saved, and the Holy Spirit, which comforts us. I pray that we as a nation, I pray that patriots can band together and can stand up against all these various isms that come against. You can put down any, you can't put down any religion, but you can sure put down mine. And there's nothing, that you can say or do about it to be politically correct. I say that our nation needs a revival. I say we need to return to the Bible. I say that we need to examine our hearts and find out what are we making gods of. Because we can't make them of politicians because they'll let us down. And we can't make them of celebrities on news programs. They'll let us down. But we can put our faith and hope and trust in the Lord Jesus Christ. And if you'll let me, because it's close to the time I have to be going, believe it or not, even this late to yet another appointment, I would like to pray for the family that lost their child.
Certainly. Yes, sir. I'd love for you to. Thank you. Give me a second. Okay, go ahead, Mr. Powell.
All right. And what is the name of the person who lost the child?
It's Mrs. Beth Hammond.
All right. Father God, I come to you in the name of Jesus. And I pray for Miss Beth and her other family members. And I pray that they could feel the presence of the Holy Spirit even now, because the Word of God says, Jesus said, I go to send you a comforter, and the comforter is the Holy Spirit. And I pray that the Holy Spirit would comfort this family. I pray that they would be able to have fond memories of this child, and that they would be able to come together and there would be unity in their family at this time. And I pray that they could find joy in the life and the celebration of this child, and that God, you would get the glory in the way they love one another through this time, and that you would help them through their period of grief, and that you would be present with them, that they could literally feel your bodily presence there with them. And I pray all of this in Jesus' name. Amen.
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 Thank you, Mr. Powell. Let me get my ears back on here.
Thank you for all that information. I know you'll
Well,
have
it's
to
a
be wrapping it
pleasure.
up soon.
Yeah,
If y'all move on and come back and do a show on the homeland attack or terrorism or any of that stuff, give me a call.
certainly.
Most definitely.
Hey, and again, I just want to thank you so much for coming on here tonight. This has been an honor, and I do want to say, you do have a YouTube channel as well, right? It's the Dangerous Skills Podcast.
Yeah, Dangerous Skills channel on YouTube. And I've got shorts on there. I've got podcasts. And also, I will do a shameless plug for my book.
Please
My
do.
latest book is Fearing What the Night Brings. And this is Dangerous Skills, Fearing What the Night Brings. It's the first book in a series about my time working undercover, the war on drugs, so many different things.
Awesome. Well, hey, this has been great, and I can't wait to maybe have you back again someday. And again, thank you
I'd love to.
Thank you so much.
And about this book, I just want to say to you, Adam, you've got to get this. It's also an audiobook. It's on Amazon. It's also on Apple Books, and it's also on that big book club thing, whatever it is that everybody's on. Anyway.
Audible?
Yes, it's on Audible. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
But in the last chapter of this book, of my wife, whom you know, we won't mention her name or anything, but my wife, whom you know, came and got me out of a situation that no alphabet organization could have gotten me out. And it is straight out of Jason Bourne. So check it out.
Certainly. Again, thank you so much, Mr. Powell. We appreciate everything, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right. Bye-bye. What a great guest.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if you guys were dealing with some choppiness on the internet. I'm not sure. Somebody was saying that YouTube's shutting us down because we're bringing too much truth out, Mike.
Hey.
But, hey, real quick, guys, I just want to thank everybody again for just being here with us. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 12,000 subscribers, and just hit the like button, guys. We're trying to get, I'm not sure how many likes we have, but we're trying to get as many as we can tonight. So let's now bring up some people on a panel. I'd love to hear what everybody thought about the guest tonight, if they could hear the guest tonight. That's the thing I'm most concerned with. Again, sorry, guys, that you guys were having to deal with the in and out.
And all of a sudden, it's just happened in the last, like, we always have little issues. But then, like, all of a sudden, now it's just constant.
Yeah, and there's got to be a reason behind it. All right, guys, let's get to 1,000 likes. We got 784. We can get to 1,000, guys. So that's all we ask you guys to do is just hit that like button for us, guys. Let's get to 1,000 tonight. I'll put the link up here. You guys come in. Let's chop it up for a little while. We got some of our brothers in here. Alex from Criminal Network, thanks for joining us.
What's up, Alex?
857, thanks. Damien, good to see you. You guys are welcome up here.
857's in here?
857's in here. Just thank everybody for being with us. We appreciate you guys. But, yeah, Charles, great guest. he's been through a lot. There's a lot of things that he can't reveal a lot of things, and so he kind of speaks kind of like Army vet does. You know what I'm saying?
I saw Army vet in there
Yeah.
earlier, and he's dropping Lego hint, y'all.
Exactly. So yeah, I dropped the link if anybody wants to come up. I'm not sure. I'd love to know, is the buffering any better now, guys? Now that we're just back on us, maybe YouTube did not want to bring that truth out. I don't know. We got 1,800. No, we don't. We have 815 likes.
I was like, wait, woo.
So guys, let's get to 1,000 tonight, and let's bring our first guest up to the stage. What's up, Miss Patricia?
Hey guys,
Hey, how are you?
fine. How are you?
I'm good.
What's going
Well,
on
I'm
tonight?
glad
Miss
that was a good show tonight.
Well, thank you. I'm sorry if it was cutting in and out. Was it in and out for you?
Well, a little bit, but it got better as it went on.
Wonderful. Yeah, he's very, very knowledgeable in the human trafficking world. He's helped a lot of people. We'll just put it that way. Not a lot I can say about it, but so what did you think? I mean, I know all of our theories have been kind of all over the place, but I mean, did it change your opinions on anything?
Well, I mean, if you had to look at what he said, then you gonna have to look at organ harvesting too. You know, they got that too. But I'm still going. I believe what Mike's going. I think that what's going on is the government's got something to do with it, and they're trying to cover it up because all that cyber down there has been breached.
Okay.
I think that maybe some kind of ex-military or somebody that's come over here, just like they did 9/11. You know, you remember 9/11? They come over here and they learned how to fly our planes, and they run it right into the building. So why couldn't the military do the same thing? They come in, they learn our stuff, and then they turn around and they knock it all out. And they harm an 84-year-old woman to let us know, you know, nobody's safe around here.
Yeah, most definitely. And my biggest thing is, it's not that it's an 84-year-old woman, right? It would somebody do that to a normal 84-year-old woman? I don't believe so. I really don't. But she's not a normal 84-year-old. And you start thinking about, and she is, but her family's not, because of the connections, right? Like my family has some connections with people, and if something was to happen to me, more than likely you would probably deep down know what had happened to me. Correct, Adam?
Yeah.
Like, just because, but there's a lot of things that people don't know. But when you're sitting there and you go back and you look and you go, okay, why did this happen? And you look at the closest relatives, and you look at, like, who was the last person to see, and why, and all of these things, and you sit there and you go, okay, this has to be it. And yes, usually it is simple, and it is this. Then why ain't they been caught? Like, it gets to that simple, right? Like, then why was the investigation botched? Why, like, does that happen in? I'm not saying it doesn't happen all the time, but I mean, like, come on, like, you can talk to you could sit down and give a 13-year-old and go, hey, this lady can barely walk to the driveway, and she is this and that, and you could give them the scenarios and playing the game Clue and see if they would have said she just went missing on her own. Everybody's going to probably go, that probably didn't happen. Is it plausible? Yes, it is. But did that happen? So why is that the first thing you go to? Right? So then that messes the investigation. Why did they go to that first? Instead of, why didn't they just treat it like a crime to begin with, and then go, oh, maybe she went missing, instead of saying she went missing? So with that being said, you got to just start thinking a little more, instead of just being putting it into this little box. Yes, I know normally things like that would happen, but this is not a normal case. And why is it not a normal case? But it's got to go back, start going to connections and start asking why these people got involved. Let me ask a question. There's been how many people gone missing since then? Has the president mentioned their name? Has the president said, hey, we got all the FBI behind it? Why? Because of who her daughter was. So you start thinking of like, why did these things happen? It's not a normal case in any means. So there's my rant again.
Well, what got me was his first person she called was Mike Kelly. And he's over the cyber thing down there, and you got the military down there, and you got the Air Force base. So if I figured that Savannah and them knowed the first 2 days of what happened to Nancy, they just don't know where she's at, and they're using all the YouTubers and stuff to turn against one another to try to find Nancy, and it's not right, and it's not.
I dropped the link again, guys. If anybody wants to come up here and talk with us tonight, there's the link. You guys don't be shy. Let's talk it out tonight, guys.
But I don't think we're ever gonna find Miss Nancy.
Question: do you think T and A and C and SG are in hiding?
Why, yes. Why wouldn't they be? They taking some heat. And who knows? I mean, this could be something to do with them too, because I mean, it could be fraud, insurance fraud, or something like that. You know, maybe they done it, and Savannah called Mark Kelly to cover it up.
And well, here's the thing,
Patricia, I think you got an echo going on now.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hang on.
So just another thing to think about. Look at going back to the note was written, right? Who was it written to?
Savannah.
Why? Why just Savannah? Right? Because why wasn't it written to the whole family? Why didn't it say to the Guthrie family? Right? Like, because to me, if it's written to just her, there's very plausible answers, and I'm here to listen to him and all of that kind of stuff. But to me, and you start going down this rabbit hole or following clues and this, that, and the other, like, they don't care about them. Because they're not the person. They want to go strictly to, they're sending me, if we go by this plausible thing, they're wanting to just send a message straight to the source. I don't need to involve everybody else. How am I gonna prove a point? I'm gonna call you out. I'm gonna say, hey, here, right? This is it. Told you. Like, you're proving a point without having to prove a point. She's gone. She's missing. Okay, stop what you're doing. Who knows? Who has? We don't know any of the communications that have gone on behind the scenes that hadn't been come out. We just know what we have, and until things come out, we just got to go based on that, right? Like, there's things that come out that even, and I hate to go back to it, but there's things that come out about the Fauci thing, and he's sitting up there and he goes, I will never not testify in front of Congress. Well, I'll be damned what happened. And there's videos saying that he would never do it. Well, then all of a sudden you put your feet to the fire, and what happens? I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. Why? Why do you plead the fifth? If you were if there was nothing to hide and you didn't want to incriminate yourself, why plead the fifth? Because they don't want to get caught doing what they're doing. They hope. And maybe Savannah had information that could catch people doing what they were doing and said, hey, I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be, and it might not even be in our government. It might be in another government. It might be, but it has to be bigger than what it is. You got $1.2 million. They don't give a damn about the money. So it's got to be, what else is it? And start checking your lists off, and you can see where this is going or where it could lead and why we don't have the information we have.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, drop the link one more time, guys. We'll keep it up a little bit longer if you guys want to join. If not, that's cool. I know people's got a lot of school stuff going on, so we'd love to get some more people up here. I know Gigi's in here. We'd love to hear from Gigi. But we got Miss Patricia right now, so yeah, Patricia, I think you make some really good points. We just don't
Well,
really go ahead.
it always goes back to whoever was at the house. I mean, and Mark Kelly, he limits to what we can know. You know, nobody's gonna know what he knows, and he can keep stuff from the president too, as far as that goes. You know, so we really won't know what's really going on. Unfortunately, all I can say is the military is probably trying to find out who went in down there and knocked out all that security down there, and just to be able to get a hold of Miss Nancy.
And
That's their main concern.
and when people do that, like who has that type of like resources to be able to pull off something like that? Who has the like? You think that's just regular crackheads that are sitting over there going, "Hey, I want to go kidnap her," or do you think like if and I used to think 100% family, right? Like, hey, they might like but then all of a sudden, like, wow, I have to go back to why investigation got looked at and why everything got botched in the beginning. Because if it gets botched in the beginning, nobody can truly believe, there's always going to be speculation. Even if they arrest somebody and they convict somebody, there's always going to be speculation moving forward that so-and-so did it. Well, supposedly JFK was killed, right? Supposedly the person who killed him, what happened? What happened? He was convicted. How many people believe that wasn't the right guy? I'm not saying whether it is or it isn't. I'm just saying there's so many different things because there was the way things happen. And with this case, it's just another one of them cases that makes me think that.
Good point. So we got some new panelists up here. What's up, guys? Thanks for coming in. Laura, I think you are our newest panelist. So you have the floor first. How are you doing tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing wonderful. What do you think about what's going on?
I think we need to just go back to the basics. I mean, I enjoy listening to the different theories, something different.
Go ahead.
I believe the family's different theory.
Laura, let me see if Carrie. Something's going on with your mic, Laura. Let me see if Carrie's mic is the same way. How are you doing?
Pardon?
How are you doing, Carrie? Carrie, can you hear me? Gigi, can you hear me? Patricia, can you hear me?
Are y'all talking to me?
I'm just seeing who all can hear and who cannot hear tonight. Gigi, can you hear? Patricia, can you hear?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, she said, "Can you hear me?"
Guys, they just don't like our channel, man. YouTube just does not like our channel, man.
I don't keep
YouTube just does not like our channel, guys. I mean, that's all I know to say.
coming around.
I mean, there's really nothing more.
I can't.
Have them come out and go back in, and let's try it one more time, or just let's take calls.
Let me try to refresh this, guys. Hold on a second.
I can barely hear him whisper.
Hold on a second. Can you hear me, Patricia?
Hello.
Anybody?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right, hold on a second.
Yep.
Hold on a second. You guys bear with me a second. I'm going to see what's going on here. Somebody's messing with our channel, Mike. Patricia, can you hear me?
Uh-oh, Miss Patricia left.
Patricia, can you hear me?
She left. She's not there no more.
All right, Gigi, you can hear me.
Yep.
Carrie, Carrie, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right. Patricia, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Let's see if this
Uh,
works, guys. Carrie, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank y'all.
Sorry, guys. I don't know what's going on. They're messing with us, I think, Mike. But anyway, so what do you think's going on in this case, Carrie?
Well, I'm not real sure about what's going on in the case per se, but I was going to offer a few things that might give people some things to think about that can maybe tie to the case, I guess. But
Sure, certainly, yes, ma'am.
I don't know why I'm hearing myself echoing.
I don't have an
But
echo. I don't have
anyway,
an echo on my end.
You sound amazing over
Yeah.
well,
here.
okay, I'm echoing back to myself, so that's kind of weird. But let me just turn myself down. Okay, so basically, I was just going to say that, with my experience working with the U.S. Attorney's Office, the cases that I was on with, they were all cartel cases. So I just have a lot of experience in, because I did it for so many years, and it was all over the country and then outside of the country, because obviously they moved all over the place, just the different cartels, right? The different groups, which I'm not going to name, but some of them were named by the gentleman that was just on. But I was seeing in some of the comments, people were saying things like, oh, well, they don't really go after children or the elderly. Well, it's not really per se, because I know people think of them as running drugs and, it's all about money and drugs and stuff like that, things that will make them money, which obviously is also tied to trafficking, right? But it's also tied, which a lot of us don't want to think of it this way, but sometimes, which is what we don't always see, because it's going to be more of tied to the cover-ups, which this is a lot of what of a lot of us speak in code, right? When we're guests on the show.
Yeah.
And it's why I really hate that my name is out there, but there is a lot of politics involved, right? With, because we do know there's a lot of shady politicians out there that are tied in with those groups, getting paid under the table and stuff like that, right? So, I mean, those things are seen by us, right? Like, say, law enforcement, feds, whatever, as we're doing investigations, a lot of that sometimes gets uncovered. It's just not always going to be published in the newspapers, because a lot of that you don't want to be out there, right? Because it can just cause so much. Just like I put in one of the comments, I was like, we don't want to know the truth. It's like, I forget what the comment was that I put, but I know what it was. I was like, you can't handle the truth, like from that movie.
Yeah.
I forget what movie that was.
A few good men.
Yeah, it's like, we can't you can't handle the truth. I mean, really, like, there's a lot of things in this world that a lot of people just want to pull the covers up over their head, because they don't want to deal with it. A lot of us want to know, because we want to be aware of what's going on out there. But then sometimes it's like you need to be protected as well. But again, a lot of these things we want to need to be aware of, right? It's going on out there, so that we can protect our families and our children, because it's not right. But I think a lot of times with law enforcement, they feel like, okay, like, let's say, I don't want to say, because I mean, obviously cover-ups are not good, right? But it's like some cover-ups are for the good, in a sense. And I'm not saying I agree with any of this, okay? I'm not saying that I agree with cover-ups. But a lot of times it happens because it's like, okay, if this gets out, it's going to cause more turmoil or war or whatever it is amongst, whether it's communities or this or that. And I don't mean stuff like nanos, which is what we're talking about in this case. But like, say it is in a small community. I mean, there is going to be cover-ups in towns and stuff like that. That's the kind of stuff we really want to know, right? But yeah, there's bigger things out there, and then things start happening within cartels that do become more political and tied politically, because, and I know I don't speak well on all this. Because it's hard for me to sum up things. I just wish I could talk about cases because it'd be easier just to give a case as an example and then say, okay, just parallel it to this case. And it doesn't mean that that's what happened in this case,
You're doing a
but I
great
could give
job.
cases as an example, but I just am not supposed to do that, so I won't. But it's like there is elderly and children involved in a lot of these cases, and it is involving cartel. And a lot of times it's because they have to, even if it's just singular, I'm not talking about trafficking. It can be that they go to a family and they do kidnap or involve a family member of someone because they have to use that as leverage in a situation. So it's like it'll be as a threat or whatever to get what they want or need, in a situation.
Right.
Whether it's going to be okay, but it's to get people to do what they want or need. I mean, just like you see in the movies, just like what the guy was talking about, that a lot of this is Hollywood, but we saw that so much in our case when you see it really happen, and it's just like, this can't be.
Carrie, hold on one second. Gigi.
So that's why, I mean, that really could be happening, the things that we throw out there.
Yeah, hold on one second.
And people's sality,
Carrie, hold on one second. Gigi.
But I also will say that how people say the thing about the Mark Kelly deal with her calling him, stuff like that, that they think that's questionable. I will say, with my experience, just starting as a young person in the criminal justice system, which I just kind of fell into, just in that crowd, which of course Savannah would have with her. She meets a lot of people, and then of course I know she's the.
Gigi, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
What's up, Gigi?
Sorry. Just trying to figure out what's going on tonight.
I got a second. Well, I'll tell you what's going on.
Okay.
The fellow next to you right there, see him, Mike? He's cooking in the kitchen, okay? That's why.
Hey, let me refresh this.
Everything is true.
Gigi, give me 1 second. Let me refresh this. Hold on. Guys, we may make another run to the Waffle House tonight. I got to figure out why YouTube's screwing us over, dude.
Could it be that going into a certain channel and back to a channel?
I don't know. It's getting pretty bad.
I don't know what it could be.
No, Miss Patricia,
What?
if you know.
Huh?
I said if you know, you know.
All right,
Yeah, and
guys.
it's time for people to know what's really going on. You know?
We lost.
Well,
we
see,
lost
the
Carrie,
problem
guys.
is
I'm sorry about that.
Like he said, it's a lot of static. And then there's the truth of really what's happening. And most people get confused in that static. It's the art of confusion. It's an actual thing.
Yeah. Well, we need to let everybody know. And I think them flock cameras that they're putting up, I think that's a good thing.
Well,
I mean, at least it'll keep a track of the kids, I don't agree with putting them in the schools. But as far as putting them on the roads and stuff, yeah, I agree with that.
I
Well,
agree.
Because
I agree
that
to
way
an
we'll
extent.
have some way of tracking these people,
I agree to an
well, it
extent.
depends on what their intentions are. You understand? Like a lot of people feel like it's an invasion of privacy. It's against our right, to do things of this nature. But what's the point in putting them there if they don't record nothing?
Well, I think what they ought to do, I think they should put the military over that. That's what I think.
Yeah, whatever, Miss Patricia. Yeah, right. That ain't never gonna happen.
Hey, real quick,
Well,
guys. I don't mean to interrupt
Sorry.
you, but we lost Carrie. I'm so sorry, Carrie. I don't know what's going on. But if you're hearing us, feel free to come back.
Is
Mike,
she not
I'm here.
up right now?
no, Carrie.
there.
Carrie,
I'm here.
You're here. Okay,
We lost. Started with L.
Laura.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I don't know what's going on, guys. I apologize, but we're doing the best we can here tonight, guys.
But I think they should. I mean, they already putting the military down at the border, right? I think what they should do is put the military over the flock cameras, and in that way, you know, they can watch all this trafficking and all this other stuff. I mean, Nano's down there. He's done proved he can't handle it down there, so they're gonna have to do something.
Real quick, I want to thank Janice. Thank you so much, Janice, for becoming a Patriot Pride family member through Buy Me a Coffee. So I didn't mean to cut you off, Carrie, but that was a very good point you were making a little bit earlier. So before I just want to, if we start talking like robots again, guys, we're just gonna take some calls or either go to the Waffle House.
You done asked if I'm going to the Waffle House. Well, we're going to the Waffle House. There won't be any calls. We'll take calls at the Waffle House.
Somebody's trying to get into our channel, guys. I don't know what's going on because
It was talking fine, and then you start talking, and then you mention somebody's name, and it goes back to staticking, and then it's crazy.
yeah, it's a little weird. But anyway, but yeah, sorry, Gigi, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off there.
Well, I think Mike. Well, first off, Adam requested it, so that's why I'm here.
Thank you so much,
But
Gigi.
you're welcome. Thank you for having me. Mike is on fire tonight. The gentleman that was up here earlier was on fire. You know, everything that you said is right on money. It all means something. It's not for nothing that she called that man for. Out of all the people this woman has in her phone book that she could call when her mom was missing, she called him today. And that just says a lot to me, you know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like we're being lied to, and I don't think it's Nancy. One thing we know for certain, Nancy's gone, and unfortunately, I feel like she's not going to come back. And if she does, it's not going to be in the capacity we want. And I just feel like if they do find the person, that it's going to be a patsy.
Yeah.
Because this is bigger than anything that, you know, the average person can imagine. It really is.
It's a good point.
That's why
A lot of people are saying they think it's StreamYard. I don't know what it is, but
I
know.
think it's saying. I think it has a lot to do with it. I've seen this before. When you start saying certain things, certain people.
Yeah, say MK maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we'll. So last words. We'll try to take a couple calls and see if the phones are any better. So Miss Patricia, we'll last words.
Well, I tell you what, it was a good show tonight, and I'm glad the people need to know what's really going on. And, you know, you need to start watching your kids and everybody closer than you used to, because ain't no telling what's going to go on. And I think they're trying to put fear into us like they got fear over yonder. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And until they get all this cyber and stuff straightened out, that's what we're going to have to go through.
Right.
And them flock cameras, I'm all for it. As far as putting them in the schools, I'm not. But as far as putting them out here on the roads and letting the military take them over and look after our kids and watch the border and all that stuff, I'm all for it. And taking all these illegals out. If we take all these illegals out to where they can't run our planes in the buildings and they can't do stuff like this and have all these drugs over here, then I think we're going to be better off.
Well,
thank you, Miss Patricia.
Yeah, most definitely. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
What I was going to say is when it comes to that, like we have a system. Can the system be better to have people come over in this country? Yes, probably. But for the most part, if it's done illegally, then it needs to be. You need to go back and come in a legal way, and that's my opinion, because we have borders for a reason, and I have friends that are over here that are not necessarily legal, and we've had them discussions. And it doesn't mean I don't love them. It doesn't mean I don't care. But right is right and wrong is wrong. And until it's changed, we need to abide by them rules.
Mike, how long have they been here?
I've had I mean, I went to school with some of them, so they've been here for a while. But then
Yeah.
I've had others that I've met through just sports and this, that, and the other, and they're over here, or kids that are over here that I've actually trained, and but it is what it is, right? Like, it's I'm not calling and saying, hey, they here and this, that, and the other. But the thing
Yeah.
is, like, it we have to take care of our American people first, and it goes back to we talk about politicians, and we're just talking about that today. And I mean, I don't want to cross a red and blue line by any means, but at the same time, when we can't even define what a woman is through our political systems and where it's going, we are screwed as a country, right? Like, and I'd say that because it's into sports, and we're talking about, NBA, WNBA, and that's my life. I'm into the sports world, and when a man should not be playing women's basketball. Period. If you were born a man, I don't care. You have the genetics of a man. You shouldn't be playing basketball. And they're like, hey, it's fine. It's fine until you get your ass beat. And I'm not saying a woman can't beat a man and this, that, and the other, but statistically it's hard. And when our government can't even agree on that, and they want to get our people, like, when do we have to define what a woman is in the political realm? Me and you know what one are. Like, 99.9% of the people in America know what they are. Now, do they have rights? Yes, they have rights. If you want to dress up and do that kind of thing, so be it. But that when you do that, a choice has a consequence, and the consequence is you can't play sports. It's too much of going in and giving too many people the authority, or thinking that they have a voice in something that they don't really have a voice in. It's called WNBA. It's a woman. And I say that to say this: if we can't define that in our country of a man or a woman or whatever, then how are we going to define what is right and what is wrong in our political system? And I mean, was it a murder or was it not a murder? Or was it this or was it not that? Or was she, like, you can argue until you're blue in the face. But at the end of the day, right is right and wrong is wrong. And it is what it is. I
And
totally.
it don't matter whether you're Democrat or Republican.
It doesn't.
Right is right and wrong is wrong.
Real quick, guys, I want to say thank you. We Investigates orientation phone first. If Waffle House, go Dogs. Yeah, I got you, Wayne. I got you. Yeah. So all right, Miss Patricia, last words. We're gonna take a couple of calls, and then we may make a run.
All right. Well, I appreciate the show, guys, and it was really good. And y'all have a good night, and be careful. There's storms out there.
Thank you so much, Patricia. We love you.
Out where?
I love you too. Huh?
What'd you say? Out where?
Storms out there.
Out there.
Out there.
See you, Patricia.
Love you.
All right. Maters and taters. Bye.
See you.
Bye.
All right, Miss Carrie, last words.
Yes, sir. Okay, I just wanted to finish what I was saying. I'm going to try to use initials. Okay, the SG, you know what we're talking about, right? The
Yes.
case?
Yes.
Okay, so her making the call to MK,
Yes.
right? Okay.
There's no
All I was
static.
going to say, right, I was just trying to make that sure that didn't happen, I hope.
No, you're
So
good.
anyway, I'm just saying that I would, if my mother was taken, I would go straight to my phone and my contacts that I have made sure to keep through all my years of experience, that I've like held on to those contacts for that exact reason, in case anything ever happened and I needed those contacts. And I would call that person too, for example. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Before I even called law enforcement, I just would, because it's not so much to say this sounds terrible that I don't trust law enforcement. It's that I don't, with what I've seen, it's like I feel like they don't handle things properly all the time. So it's like I like to call the highest person up first
Yeah.
to kind of be like, okay, this is going on. Will you please tell me like how I should handle this? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
who should I ask for? Because of course, you're going to call 911, but you kind of want to know who to ask for. Like, who's the go-to guy in this town or in this county? You know what I'm saying? Because they know, because they're over all these different regions or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
Because they're in a higher power.
Uh-oh.
I don't know. It's just,
What did she say that made her do that?
Carrie has hit a nerve again.
why not? You know, out there, just because that's what I would do.
Yeah. Yeah, certainly. All right, Miss Carrie, I think that you're hitting nerves because they're making you sound like a robot again. So I'm going to go on to Gigi, okay? I don't even know.
Bye, Carrie.
BB, can you hear me?
Gigi's having a hard time hearing us too.
You're being weird again, Adam.
Hold on a second. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm on here.
Hold on 1 second.
I just can't.
We're striking some nerves, guys. We are striking some nerves tonight, I think. I don't know.
Who is StreamYard owned by?
Who is StreamYard owned by? I'd love to know that. All right, guys, we're back. Can you guys hear us now?
Yeah, you solid.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, Carrie, finish up. Sorry about that.
Oh, that's okay. I'm just saying that I would always call somebody that I knew just to kind of give me the ropes or the rundown. And then I would make my calls to local.
Certainly.
Not because I'm trying to hide anything, but just because
That's what
you're
makes the most
scared,
sense.
and you want to make sure it's handled right.
Certainly, yeah. No, I totally agree.
StreamYard is owned by an Italian technology company called Bending Spoons.
Bending Spoons is not happy with us tonight, guys. Anyway, Carrie, we love you. Thank you so much. I'm going to get on to Gigi, okay?
Alrighty.
All right. Thank you for joining us. All right. Bye-bye. Gigi, can you hear us?
Yep, I'm here.
Wonderful. Okay.
So I just feel like everybody should just slow down, use your discernment, because we all have it. Your common sense. And the one thing I know, in my great old age, that I learned, no matter what you're dealing with, I'm gonna take a step back and look at the timing on everything, because timing in life means everything.
I agree.
Look at the moves that the people made during time and see what's going on with that. Timing on everything. If you put those pieces together, you're going to get some answers.
I totally agree.
I don't like to say too much because we're on a public platform. But, if you know, you know. If you know what I'm talking about, and I know you two know what I'm talking about, Mike is touching on a lot of things.
Certainly, yeah. Thank you,
But
Gigi.
you should just have a good night, guys. Love
Thank you
both.
so much, Gigi.
We love you. Thank you. All right, bye-bye. Yeah, somebody doesn't like us, Mike. I don't know. Let's get BB back really quick, guys, and then
She's out. That's Carrie.
BB, you're welcome to come back if you'd like to. I'm sorry that the robots are with us, man. It was last show, it's this show, and you see we've got perfect. You look over here at this FPS, it's 30. We've got right at 30, so I don't exactly.
Where's the?
I don't exactly know what's going on.
I don't know nothing about the internet, but what's FPS?
What's up, BB?
What's going on, guys?
Oh, not much. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing wonderful. Thank you for joining us.
Absolutely. Is there any echo or anything?
Not right
No,
now.
you sound perfect.
I don't know if you got 30 seconds
30
or 3
seconds.
minutes. I don't know. So we'll see what happens. But
Oh,
no,
okay.
You're totally fine.
you're good.
I wanted to ask you about, I think earlier in the show you were mentioning the connections around Tucson to the people in Mexico, and I know that there was like the Sonora. I don't want to whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, gotcha.
That connection somehow was tied to a certain family that has a lot of businesses. Is that kind of what you're referring to?
Not necessarily. We were,
No.
but I did see some stuff that you were talking about yesterday with Sleuth.
You did?
Sleuth did an amazing job yesterday.
Amazing.
Yeah,
That was
he
amazing.
did an unbelievable job.
Can I ask when when he's not amazing?
Yeah, that's true. He
Like
always does a good job.
everything he does is amazing. Like it truly blows my mind with the him and Monks. Like how they're able to do stuff. I'm just like, y'all are super talented.
He put work in yesterday, but yeah, I saw a little bit about what you're talking about yesterday on his channel.
Right. Well, I was kind of like, and I haven't got to talk to Patrick. I'd say Patrick or Sleuth, whatever. I haven't got to talk to him yet directly. But I was finding all these connections to that thing, to that place that in Mexico, and I was just wondering. I'm like, okay, so if we keep it simple, right? If we just go back to the basics and keep it very simple, we look at the fact that she is who she is, like Mike was saying earlier. There's, it's not random. She is who she is. And I believe, in my opinion, and this is just speculation, of course, that I think that the person who's the ringleader is somebody I'll pull up a,
Okay,
yeah. Or it's B, the Clintocks, as
Yeah.
Justine says. So it's something to do with one of those two situations. But I think the porch perp, or whatever you want to call it, porch guy, I think that there was more than one. There was at least two of them. And in my opinion, they were hired by either the two people I mentioned and then handed off at the border because they know people in that circle of that group of people. And there's actually, allegedly, according to the research I did, there's a connection to the Guthrie family with the one family mentioned that had ties to that place in Mexico. So anyhow, I kind of want to like go over all that sometime in deep, like a deeper dive on it maybe. But I could see them handing them off and then be like washing their hands of it. And how easy is that if they can get her to the border and then it's like the perfect crime, like, I don't know. That's just kind of, that makes the most sense to me. And, for a long time, I was really in the political side of it, just like Mike is. It makes the most sense to me from a logical standpoint. She, not only that, but, just the fact of what she was, SG was reporting on and her husband working for the Clintocks. And then also the fact that Miss Nancy was affiliated with a lot of like city councilmen and people around Tucson area that had ties to the same family, which I discovered last night when I was on the
I would love to do a deep dive in that.
Yeah. We should try to figure it out. Even if we do it first together and like then go live and talk about what we find out, just because just like bouncing information as we're looking it up, because it's just too bizarre and it's hard to say it all in the chat. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like there was like so much I wanted to say on that last night, but I couldn't say it because it was a chat. So
yeah.
I'm just saying. But
No.
what your guest tonight, I mean, he made a lot of sense about a lot of things and good show. Very good show.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And
I was able to hear most of it. So
were you?
I'm ashamed.
Yeah, it's just so weird how it's been. I don't know what's going on, but
Maybe we just need to reboot the whole damn thing.
I did.
I just think y'all got haters on YouTube or something.
They just don't like what we're saying, BB.
That's right.
So I want to tell you a funny story. When we first started getting on and we were coming through and talking about different things, there was this one thing that we talked about one time, and that video got 312 likes or 312 views. To this day, it hadn't. I don't think it's broke over 400 views.
No.
And the one before it was thousands. The one after it was in the thousands. But this one hit 312 views, and to this day, it's not.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that they don't like. They don't like people talking about, and it's crazy. And people are out there. They're like, "Oh, it's conspiracy theories, and it's this and it's that." I mean, when you're seeing it firsthand, guys, it's not conspiracy theory. I mean, a lot of this stuff is just real. It's just real.
Right.
It's real world, guys, and we're dealing with these things.
Well, you use the same thumbnails. You use the same things about getting at, like how that you're supposed to do it in that one video. They didn't want out, obviously, and it was you had 320 views in the whole dang video.
We were talking about a specific place in California that a lot of elite people go to every summer, and
Okay.
they didn't like talking about that.
Yes, they did not like that, and
I know I'm gonna go do after this and go watch that video.
and a lot of kids and people went missing around that area.
Yeah,
And it was talking about, the locals were talking about how many people went missing in this certain area.
yeah, interesting. But anyway,
I'm definitely gonna go look into that too. But also, just wanted to say that like, it just seems like when I don't know, whenever you're onto something, that's whenever it seems like you're getting too close. All of a sudden, you get all these difficulties with your internet. It'll just shut you right. Like mine, if I say something about somebody that might be connected to like I call him Creepstein.
yeah, we call him Island Boy.
Yeah, Island Boy's a good one. I should stick with that. But it shuts me right down. Like my whole thing it'll even end my live feed, and I can't. Like I have to start a new one. So I don't know. It's just wild.
It is. It really is.
But I mean, when you live close to the border, like I do, or like I mean, y'all are kind of close, not too close, but I'm right there. This stuff isn't that far fetched, if you ask me.
Yeah.
So it's really not. I mean, I'm not saying that they were. I don't think that the C-tail set it up, but I do think that they might have taken like money to dispose of her. I think that somebody else like paid them as like almost like taking out their dirty laundry. Like here, we need your help. We're gonna meet you at such and such. That's just my opinion. But a lot of like what Mike was saying, you can't put all your faith in the people, the powers that be. You have to really observe people and their mannerisms and just see if they're good people. But yeah, I just wanted to say that it was a great show, and I agree a lot with what y'all were saying. So
well, thank you, BB. It's always good to see you, and we appreciate your support. And God bless you, and we will see you next time. We'll take some calls for a little bit.
absolutely. We'll see you next time. And if you ever want to talk, I'll tell you what I found the other day. So
Yeah, most definitely.
let me know.
All right, thanks,
Okay,
BB.
y'all have a good night.
Appreciate you.
Bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
All right, Mike. Let's take a couple calls and see if they have longer than 30 seconds to talk.
I'm going to tell you, as annoying as it was,
It was pretty good. Yeah.
it was actually fun.
Yeah.
Within 30 to just hear him blah blah blah, blah okay, bye.
Misty may have been the best one. It was
Yeah,
pretty good.
because she was trying to get me to Waffle House. Like,
All right, guys, we'll take some calls. We'll take a couple calls.
define couple.
Yeah,
so that's two.
We'll take a couple calls. It's 470-499-0902. And just real quick, guys, I want to thank everybody again. If you're here for the first time, please make sure you hit the subscribe button. We're Patriot Pride. We're a nonprofit, and we help military families in need. And we could not do this without you guys. So
14 more likes. They
yeah,
said.
so guys, hit that subscribe button for us. If you're rewatching this, please hit the subscribe button. We're trying to get to 12,000 subscribers. And guys, we need 15 more likes to get to 1,000 tonight. So let's hit that like button. Let's get us to 1,000 likes. And again, thank you guys for sticking in here with us through all of the ups and downs. And I'm sorry you guys are dealing with it, but we'll get through it together. So if you guys want to give us a call, again, 470-499-0902. And we'll see if we have longer than 30 seconds. And if not, we're going to go to the Waffle House. So
I'm going to the Waffle House anyway. And I'll go ahead and tell you, if I had the account set up on my phone, y'all could be eating. Y'all could be live with me while I was eating. It's on Adam's phone, so it's up to him whether we go live or not.
all right, I hope the phones are working. Sometimes, again, we deal with Google and it works or it doesn't. So I don't know if anybody's tried to call, but if you did try to call and it did not go through, let me know in the chat real quick. But again, yeah, it's been a great show. Charles, such a great guy, very knowledgeable, and I'd love to have him back when we can work through all this stuff and talk about. I'd love to can you imagine him, an Army vet, and a couple people on a panel together? That would be pretty interesting.
Yes, I would love to have that.
We got to 1,000. Congratulations. Thanks, guys. Thank you guys so much for getting to our goal tonight. So yeah, you guys give us a call.
Nobody wants to call.
If you want. Uh-oh. I already hear it cracking up, Mike.
Yep.
Hello, this is Patriot Pride.
Well, hello, Patriot Pride. This is Michelle calling from Canada.
Hey, Michelle.
Michelle.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. So, yeah, there's a lot of shadow banning going on right now. Squirrel management. That's right. So I was thinking about something, and we think that there might be that language barrier that they might have written us with the Bitcoin and how they said USD afterwards. And if there is a language barrier, then would it be that when they said that she was buried in nature, if you just looked up, maybe there's a place called In Nature. So I went and looked it up, and there's actually something that says buried in nature is this place, and it's pretty close to, where it's north of Tucson, and it says it's a green area, and you get buried with nature. So I don't know, it's something to look at or think about,
Yes,
Maybe they
definitely.
went and put her at a burial place, right?
That's very interesting.
So there's actually a place called Buried with Nature?
Yeah. And that's in their description. It's like a green burial place.
Okay.
And it's called Buried with Nature. It's something that says the place is focused on eco-friendly natural ceremonies where the body is returned to the earth and use biodegradable areas and no concrete vaults. So it's north of Tucson, or northwest of Tucson. And there's another place there's several places that are, maybe that's how they expressed it. If they had a language barrier, that they were just trying to say she's buried in nature, right?
Could be.
So that was just something I was thinking about, but yeah. And it's natural barrier preserve. There's lots of walkable nature grounds that are from dusk till dawn. And that's kind of by Arizona, like Tucson. There's a whole bunch of places. So maybe they were just literally telling you she's buried in nature and she's there. She's at the burial grounds called Buried in Nature, right?
Right.
So that's all I wanted to say. I hope you guys enjoy your Waffle House.
Well, thank you
so
so
much.
much.
And I'm betting on there's going to be probably about a dozen calls tonight, Mike.
Thank you
There
so
will
much.
be.
We appreciate you.
All right, bye.
All right. Have a great night, guys.
You too. Bye-bye. All right. So just to let everybody know, I'm doing a speed test right now, guys. I'm getting over a gig download, and my upload speed is right near 40. So it's not the internet. I mean, you guys, it's not the internet. It's got to be something going on YouTube, and we're not on StreamYard anymore. So, I mean, over a gig download, right at 40 upload. So, I don't know what's going on, guys.
So tell me what all that means.
It means it's really good. It means your service is great. So, it's something going on internally here, and I just can't figure out what it is. And it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. It kind of pisses me off, actually. But what are you going to do? All right, guys, we'll take a couple more. 470-499-0902.
I'd rather be pissed off than pissed off.
Yeah. It's a good point. Sheila has not had Waffle House hash browns in so long.
I'm going to have some tonight.
They are good, Miss Sheila. Maters and Taters wants her shirt, Mike.
That's an Adam thing.
We're trying to get in touch with. We're trying to make it happen. Yeah, exactly. Who says this? It's true. YouTube, because mine's buffering on TVs. No, somebody said, let me see what they said. And if you guys want to call in, we'll take a couple more. 470-499-0902. If it says, Emily says, yeah, Adam has got really good service if he's getting those numbers. Yeah, I've got great service. I mean, it's just, it's good now because we don't have anybody calling. That's what I don't understand. So it is what it is, guys.
But I don't know. It seemed to me, and I'll just be honest with you. It seemed to me like,
I mean, you can already hear it in my ears.
yeah.
Hello, this is Patriot Pride.
That's what I was just going to ask you about.
Hey, you were going to ask us about the shirt?
Yeah.
We're working on it, Patricia. I promise you, we're working on it.
And you will. Hey, I'm thinking about like us coming out with like 100 of them, and you'll be the first one to get one.
Well, I'll pay for it and everything. I don't expect you just to give it to me.
Well, you might,
I'll
but
pay
what
for it.
you'll have one. You'll have one of 100 though.
Yeah,
You'll be.
you'll have the number one of 100.
Okay. And I'll take that one, yeah.
All right.
Thank you, Miss Patricia. We love you. All right, we'll see you later. Bye-bye. Hello, this is Patriot Pride.
You'll have one.
Hey, I think I'm not connected to live. Hold on one second.
Unfortunately, we probably got like 30 seconds. I'm so sorry.
It's fine. I just want to say I love Mike. He's awesome. He is truthful. I love that. I think,
It's perfect. It's 30 of 30.
I know a lot of people don't like me, but that's fine. I think so.
It makes me so mad, dude.
I know. Are you there?
And here's, huh?
We're so sorry. The voice. It sounds like a robot again.
I heard you say you loved me and didn't hear anything else.
That's all we heard.
All right. Cool. Just
We love you so much. I can't understand anything you're saying. So thank you so much for calling. I don't know if you can hear us, but we appreciate your support. And call back. Hopefully we can get it worked out before Wednesday. So thank you. Anyway, I don't know what's up, guys, but we'll try to figure this shit out. I have no idea what's going on, so
He's
I
getting
apologize.
pissed.
I really apologize. Again, I mean, there's nothing I can do. My service is as good as you can get it, guys. So, you know, it's a little weird.
So what'd you say it was? You said 30?
I got over a gig, man, and 40 upload. So, you know, that's way more than we need. We'll take one more call, but I can already tell you.
I'm not gonna listen to that.
I mean, we can hear it in our ears before they even call. It's just weird. I mean, it's not only StreamYard, it's Google Voice, it's StreamYard.
But we're fine when it's just us.
Yeah. I don't know. I have no idea. But whoever that was that called, it was I don't know what number it was. If you want to call right back, I'll try one more. But if it's like that, nobody wants to hear that, especially Mike. So if anybody wants to call one more time, we'll try it out. But anyway, going back to Mr. Powell, I want to thank Charles Powell so much. What a great guest, very knowledgeable person. And I just appreciate him so much coming on here and giving us his expertise and his opinions on everything. And again, you guys make sure that you go and check him out. His book. I think I don't read a lot of books, but I'm going to get that one. I think it's going to be very, very interesting.
I just wanted to read the last chapter.
Yeah, for sure. And go check out his podcast. It's the Dangerous Skills Podcast. He interviews some really good people over there. We're going to try this one more time, guys, and see how it works. Hello, this is Patriot Pride.
Hey, Adam, it's Shauna. Can you hear me?
I can, but you may have like 30 seconds, so I'm so sorry.
Okay, no, that's okay. I just wanted to call. You know, I normally, a lot of times I call from the hospital.
Yep.
So I just wanted to see if there was a difference.
It's not you, no. It's just the platform that we're using.
Well, I think it's something more than that, in my opinion, because I've heard it a lot on channels that talk about things the powers that be don't want everybody to know. But then again, I'm a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs lately, so. But I don't know. I just thought I'd see if it sounded better than me calling from inside a hospital, because there's like certain, whatever you call it, barriers or whatever.
It just picked up right then. Did you hear that?
50 seconds. Yeah.
Good service in the hospital.
Shauna, I don't know if you can hear us, but we can't hear you, so I'm so sorry.
I can.
We love you, Shauna. All right, guys. sorry.
We can't take any more.
Sorry about that, guys. And again, I don't really know what to do about it. So, I mean, what are we gonna do, Mike?
I have no clue. Go eat Waffle House.
What are we gonna do Wednesday?
We'll just get in here and try to redo the whole thing. I mean, shit, there ain't nothing else. I mean, we worked on it for 2 hours earlier today.
Yeah, I'm so sorry for whoever's calling, but it's just not gonna work. Hello, this is Patriot Pride. Hello? The one person that doesn't say anything, it sounded fine on. Anyway, I want to thank Mr. Powell. Thanks so much, Mr. Powell, if you're still watching, for coming in. I want to thank everybody for your support tonight, whether you donated monetarily or you just watched us. Thank you, guys. If I didn't get to you and acknowledge you that you supported Patriot Pride, I do want to thank Janice from Buy Me a Coffee. Thank you so much, and welcome to the Patriot Pride family. And for anybody else, the Longs, thank you guys so much.
Yeah, to have them back in the show tonight was awesome.
To have you guys back and see you guys in the chat tonight.
And
thank you, guys.
Patriot Pride.
Thank you, guys. We love you guys. We appreciate all that you do. Everybody was so excited to see you guys back. So thank you guys so much.
We got some big news coming Wednesday too.
Got some big news coming Wednesday?
Yeah, Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday when we go live, we will have had that thing that we got to do Wednesday morning.
Yep, that's right. Yeah, we got some big stuff coming. We kind of touched on it a little bit at the Waffle House last week. So yeah, you guys. Hey Mustang, what's up? You guys stay tuned. And again, I just want to thank everybody for. We may just have to do a show where we don't take any callers. I don't know. We'll figure it out, guys. But again, if you just came here and you just watched us and you click the like button and subscribe button, your time is the most valuable asset in the world. So thank you guys so much for that. And we'll listen to a little bit of Patriot Pride, and then we'll roll out of here, guys. So let's enjoy this together.
Before, now and beyond, your stories will carry on. Here's some advice given by First Lieutenant Daniel Hyde, who gave the ultimate sacrifice. Do not accept mediocrity in any aspect of your life. Patriot Pride is now live. Patriot Pride is now live.
All right, guys. Again, thank you guys so much. We love you guys. I see A57 still in here, so thanks for hanging in here with us, man. We'll get this stuff figured out, hopefully. And, yeah, I saw that, Mrs. Long. Yeah, I'd love to get some information on that. So let him know to email me or give me a call. And, again, hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Hope you guys have a great early in the week. And someone said something here. Let me see if I can find
Trying
this
to
real
get
quick.
a new number.
Dawn, thank you so much for your support. Said maybe set up a new phone number. Thank you so much, Dawn. I don't know. We'll see what happens, but thank you so much for that and your support. So
Are we going live from Waffle House?
I don't know if people want to watch. you guys put in the chat ones if you want us to go to Waffle House. We don't want to waste anybody's time. So if you want to watch us at the Waffle House, you want us to go live, put a 1 in the chat and put a 2 if you're not into it, because I don't want to waste your time tonight. So if you guys are interested in that, let us know. I don't want to waste anybody's time. Someone else had the same issues? Well, I guess that's good to know. I mean, I just hate that we try to bring you guys the best service we can, so sorry
There's
about
a lot
that.
of ones, bro.
A lot of ones. You guys want to watch us? Okay.
I'm gonna get me something different.
All right. So give us a few minutes and we'll come back to you. We'll go live at Waffle House.
You know
guys.
what's so funny?
What's that?
I ate Waffle House last night.
I did not. I did not eat it. So, guys, thank you guys so much. We love you so much. And again, God bless Mrs. Hammond and anybody that's suffering the loss of a loved one. Anybody that's going through anything that needs a healing, we pray in the name of Jesus you'll be healed and that you'll get comfort. Comfort comes from the Lord, guys, and joy comes from God. So don't ever let anybody take your joy away. Anyway, love you guys. We'll see you guys here in just maybe a few minutes, and we'll come back together and eat a waffle together. So we love you guys. Have a great few minutes, and we'll see you guys hopefully in a little while. Thanks again, everybody. We love you guys.